why don't we talk about the consequences for the legislative agenda and what the possible scenarios could be? And the first thing that, comes to my mind is just doing the routine business of appropriation bills and raising the debt ceiling, which are two things that they are going to have to do in the coming year, no matter who's in charge. So, Tom, as a veteran of the Budget Committee, what's your thinking on that?
Well, it's a great question, Bob, and it really is a delight being back with Steve and you and Tori. I think that the likelihood is that Republicans will take the House by a very narrow margin. The Senate is really in play. Assuming that the Republicans take control by, say, 5 or 10 seats, 15 seats even, it's going to be a replay of 2015, where when John Boehner just could not manage the House. The most conservative wing of the Republican conference, 5 or 10 of them, will really play the kingmaker role. That means I think it's going to be very chaotic because the price they will extract in order to vote for a debt ceiling increase or for an omnibus is going to be far too high for anything that Joe Biden or Democrats can vote for. It's also going to mean, by the way, to pass anything like a spending bill in the House, or for that matter, debt ceiling, they're going to need Democratic votes. I see a real showdown. Republicans have indicated they want to cut Social Security and Medicare, or at least control their increased spending. And it's very hard for me to see Joe Biden sign that into law. So I see a very chaotic period ahead. And it's not even clear Kevin McCarthy will be Speaker if the margin is as small as it is.
Just to drop back to the first deadline that they're going to face is the government is only funded through December 16th.
Right.
So, and then one scenario is that we don't know who's in control of the Senate until December 6th, which could mean that could have some effect on the length of whatever sort of continuing resolution that they would enact before December 16th to fund spending, whether they're going to try to do it for a couple of months or maybe do a longer CR. What do you think?
I think Republicans are going to have to make a fundamental choice, because on the one hand, I think their inclination is Democrats can pass a spending bill in the House with just Democratic votes. But of course, in the Senate, because of the filibuster, you need McConnell's support. So the question for them will be, do they want to do a continuing resolution to get them into the new year when they think they'll be in the majority, so they can rewrite the bill and cut it on the one hand? And I think that's very appealing to them ideologically. On the other hand, they may decide they just want to clear the deck, and they don't want to worry. They don't want to fight in 2023 over 2023 spending bills. They'd rather start clearing the deck and deal with 2024. So I think that's going to be a fundamental choice they're going to have to make.